Now, Mike Ashley has said he can see the green shoots of revival, but he's still going to have to close a number of House of Fraser stores. And I got an answer to why, probably. What do you think, Kate?
So Mike Ashley has the Sports Direct brand. Its results were out today. I have gone through those results. It took some doing. They were quite a disjointed set of details within them. He's reporting on all kinds of different business ventures, from his Sports Direct stores and brands, which are doing quite well, to brands like House of Fraser, the department store which went into liquidation, which he bought out last year. And he talked with bravado about Cole. He was going to make it into the Harrods of the High Street, and there was lots of positivity at that time. And I think then there's been announcements since saying, actually, the realism of the situation is it's quite challenging. And I think we know that the middle to upper market in retail is heavily saturated with competition. We're not particularly spending any more money, and the money that we're spending more towards experiences, and then looking for better value retail. We're still buying luxury, so that middle market's getting shrunk. And then you've got a department store that it does have an online offer. It does reasonably well online, but it is about the department store offer, and it's not really connected with its customers for a good while. I think he's probably taken it down some interesting but not suitable routes since he's had it. It went for a very useful marketing campaign. And when I go into these House of Fraser stores, I see their customers who are very loyal and looking for products to suit them. It doesn't really work. He's lost some of the flagship brands out of there too. So he's talked in this set of results of the challenges he faces as the new head of House of Fraser and how he's going to overcome them. And in that, he's obviously mentioned business rates because, yes, true, traditional retail does have a challenge with its business rates. But in any type of business, competition will always come from different direction. You have to be agile. You have to be fit for purpose. And more than ever now, you have to have relevance and respect for the customer. And one might question, is that actually the experience they're getting?
I think I started my life at 16 as a trainee buyer in Harrods. And I was in Harrods last year. I haven't been. But to go every couple of years or so is an experience you won't get anywhere else. Don't spend... Well, you won't be able to spend unless you're very wealthy, that's for sure. But you can go and have a nice lunch there up to Christmas and treat yourself. But
that's Harrods, that's unique, isn't it? It's not like a normal department.
But I think department stores, and I think he's found this, have not really become that shopping experience that a department store should have become. Because it's a lot easier to go to the shopping centre, free parking, you know where it is, it's designed to help you get your stuff to your car. And I think until we saw, they'd almost be better served, Kate, turning their ground floors into an underground car park.
The challenges with department stores is they used to provide a really vital element, particularly when they were in smaller towns and city centres. They were a curator of things. They brought together everything from your homewares to your fashion to your hair and beauty in one place, and you could literally combine an outfit from different brands there. Well, if you think about it, that's exactly what the internet does today. We can go and search those things and we curate them ourselves. Now, interestingly, you mentioned Harrods, and that's a pretty impressive thing to have in your CV, James, but Harrods actually have started looking outside the box. They have just launched this year the H Beauty store. It's launching next year, the announcement this year, in Lakeside Shopping Mall. And this is where they know that health and beauty is a huge sell-through. It's been one of the sectors that's seen huge growth, particularly thanks to things like social media. And they know that actually some customers can't afford the other things that Harrods sells, but they can afford a bit of beauty products.
Do you know that's fascinating?
It's watering down the brand,
when I used to work, I was just left school at 16 and I didn't stay there very long, but I used to love, because you could get all sorts of freebies when you worked there, going to the gentleman's hairdressing department.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's still there. I imagine it probably is. But you've got barbershops of guys everywhere now. But it was very swanky and very sort of... And things like that that people, you go on a high street now in certain parts of the country and you get 4 or 5 barber shops.
But that's not what House of Fraser is, isn't it?
But the House of Fraser hasn't been the House of Fraser since it actually started having lots of branches all over the country.
It's different. Like Sports Direct is pretty unique in that he has his own brands, doesn't he? Buys brands. They have things like Slazenger and it's unique to there. Whereas the House of Fraser will have branded goods different that are all available online for cheaper, probably, no doubt.
And that was part of the challenge of the strategy. In fairness to him, before he even took over, it became a house of brands that was so widely available. All those brands had their own shops as well. So, you can't then compete on the differentiation of store. You just purely got consumers now who are trained, so agile, that they can find prices, they can do what we call showrooming when they're in a store, they can look online immediately on their phone, find those prices, can they buy it cheaper, is there a discount code online? Bam.
So they're actually working for the internet, aren't they? They're acting as like a sort of show place.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they're a showroom. And the thing is, if you don't set yourself apart, it's going to be very challenging. Now, let's have a look at some of the successful on the high street. Primark are really successful, and they're a department store. They are a store of departments.
Let's talk about my favourite store, TK Maxx.
You like TK Maxx, do you?
I love it.
You like a little bit of a route.
I do. I love it. I've got so many things from TK
rummaging.
Maxx.
He loves a good rummage.
Yeah, I love it. I'm dressed head to foot in TK Maxx.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you play the TK Maxx game, it will work for you, but you need time on your side. And what you need to make sure is you understand that is a brand that produces its own products as well. So not everything in there is going to be a discount from a design brand, which I'm sure you already know.
Kate, I've got to go. I've run out of time, but we'd love to invite you on the show in the new year.
A plea, though, before you go, to your listeners, don't panic buy for Christmas. Make sure you budget. Don't get into debt in January for no need. No. It's not worth it.
Well, I will try and bear that in mind.
And buy next year's Christmas stuff in January.
Kate, have a lovely Christmas.